So, you have 500 to spend on a baller gaming rig. What parts should you get and how should you spend it? Well, you've come to the right place. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we begin, we're gonna have a new and used parts list. And so I'm gonna put timestamp for the used parts list somewhere on the screen here. Just so y'all know to skip if you're looking for most power that you need now, and you don't care about like upgradability in the future. You're just gonna like switch out the motherboard and stuff. So go check that out. It's pretty good. You get more power for what you're paying. So it's pretty good. So let's get into the new list, which is equally as good because you kind of trade power for upgradability, which in my opinion is a pretty good trade-off. So let's begin. You have the APU of choice, the Ryzen 5 3400G, 4 cores and 8 threads with RX Vega 11 graphics. I personally really like this APU because it is the most powerful in the graphics department, and it's also the most powerful in the CPU department. So it is an all-round beast of an APU. So you can play AAA titles at lower settings, 720p most of the time. You can also play practically all esports titles 1080p. Some you will have to play at low settings, but it's just how it is with an APU. Now, motherboard is the Gigabyte MB. MB stands for motherboard. It's the Gigabyte B450M-S2H V2. So this is a decent budget motherboard. You know, it's got some sort of VRM cooling and 2 RAM slots, because to be frank, you don't really need 4 RAM slots. The manufacturers just put it there to make the board look more expensive, and it is more expensive, but you don't really need the 2 RAM slots, or 4 RAM slots. 2 RAM slots is enough. If you argue about upgradability, most people don't really upgrade their RAM by sticking 2 more sticks in. They just kind of switch the kit. It kind of be do like it do do be like that. So now RAM kit, we have the Corsair Vengeance LPX. So this is running at 3200 megahertz. Pretty decent speed, but I think the recommended speed is like 3600 megahertz. If you can overclock these to 3600, do, because yes, it will drastically improve your graphics performance. Now, the case we're choosing is the Fractal Design Focus G. Why? Because it's the only one that fit in the budget. It's the only good case with decent airflow that fit in the budget. In my opinion, it's not the best looking case, but it is very functional. Like, it's pretty good. In functionality, looks, not so much. It's the Focus G Mini, by the way, I forgot to say that. Now, storage, it's going to be a Kingston A400 SSD, 480 gigabytes of SSD storage, always upgradable later. Just stick in like an M.2, because this board does support M.2, or maybe stick in a hard drive for mass storage if you want it or need it, I guess. And the final piece for this PC is the EVGA 600W or W600 600 watt power supply. This is my go-to power supply because it's cheap, it's reliable, and it's 600 watts, so it's decent. So that's really it for the new PC. What you will be able to play is AAA titles at low 720p most of the time, or esports titles at, usually you can play Fortnite, you can play it at low. CSGO can be played at high, it's fine, CSGO. So can Dota, and most others. I think Apex needs to be at low 720p as well. So let's get into the used part list. So used, we're gonna be going all the way to AliExpress and eBay, along with Amazon for some of the parts. So on Amazon, we are going to be getting the Fractal Design Focus G Mini, because I like that case for the price. I've just finished explaining it. It's very functional, but in my opinion, looks are not the best. Now next, we are also going to be getting the SSD and power supply from Amazon. It's the same Kingston A400 480GB SSD, along with the EVGA W600 600 watt power supply. So go to power supply, just straight up. Alright, now onto the actual things you're here for. The CPU, RAM, graphics card, you know, all that good stuff. So for the CPU, motherboard, and RAM, we're getting a combo. It is a Xeon E5 2620V3 combo. So you get 6 cores, 12 threads, which is amazing. So yeah, can you hear that? Yeah, it's just, sorry, just my speaker is kind of freaking out. So E5 2620V3, 6 cores, 12 threads. Amazing value for the price, because you get the motherboard, 16GB of RAM, and a 6-core 12-thread CPU for €140 shipped, which is astonishingly good value. Now, for the graphics card, you're like, oh, there's a graphics card shortage. What do you mean we're not going to be able to get a graphics card? I mean, you're partially correct. So we are going for older series of graphics cards, specifically the R9 200 series from AMD. What I have picked is an R9 280. You can find a lot of R9 280s now for about 150 to €200 shipped. This is not good value. They used to go for about 100 to 120, sometimes less. You can find them for like 90 or 80 sometimes. But you know, current market, this is not the worst deal, and it gives you RX 560-ish performance. I think it's closer to the 570. So you know, you get decent gaming performance out of it, and you can definitely play games better than with the RX Vega 11. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something, because yeah, you know, and if you do take something away from this video, just take it that €500 is a decent budget to start at, especially with the new parts. Upgradability is no issues, and it's amazing. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.